video footage of a girl believed to be Celeste at David's concert in late August has surfaced, which would be the last date she was seen alive, but the internet is divided on the latest update about this footage. A girl who looks a lot like Celeste was spotted at David's concert on either the 23rd or the 24th of August in Silver Spring, Maryland. She was up on the balcony on the side of the stage watching on, and it's hard to deny that she resembles Celeste. She looks a lot like her.
A shocking new video just hit the internet, and people are freaking out. It shows a girl who looks way too much like Celeste showing up at David's concert. The resemblance is unreal. When David noticed her, he froze like he'd seen a ghost. That quick reaction had fans convinced he's hiding way more than he admits. With the feds tightening in, it's looking bad for him. This clip reignited the chilling case of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose decomposed body was found on September 8, 2025, inside the front trunk, the frunk, of a Tesla Model X tied to singer David Burke. The discovery shook LA to its core. People couldn't believe the dark twist. Celeste, a teen from LA, had a history of running away. She'd been missing since April 2024, and the last confirmed sighting was liquor store footage from March 2024. Her mom later revealed that Celeste had been seeing someone named David, though her family never met him, not once. That detail alone had the internet buzzing with suspicion. By the time authorities found her, the Tesla had already been towed to Hollywood Tow on Bluebird Avenue after being abandoned near Doheny Drive. Everything about that setup screamed shady. Now everyone's wondering, was David caught off guard, or did he already know exactly what was coming?
Images unfortunately aren't super clear, but her hair resembles the hair we know Celeste had from her photos. And she was also wearing a black tube top at this concert, which is what we know she was wearing when she was found dead in David's trunk based on police reports. In another video, we see David pointing at the girl on the balcony while he makes a half heart. The guy she's standing next to is also David's brother, which raises even more questions, and particularly, how much did he know about Celeste and David's relationship?
Word around the block was that the car had been sitting there for weeks, almost a whole month, before anyone even bothered to tow it. When workers at the Hollywood tow yard caught a nasty smell leaking from the Tesla, they called the cops right away. LAPD pulled up, popped that front trunk open, and boom! Inside were the remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The whole scene was straight out of a nightmare. But hold up, it gets darker than that. When the autopsy dropped in late September 2025, officials held off naming a clear cause of pass until toxicology came back. Still, they confirmed Celeste had already been gone for weeks before they even found her. That timeline flipped everything. If she'd passed weeks earlier, that meant it all happened around late July or early August 2025, before David even kicked off his tour. Fans immediately started connecting dots, wondering what that meant for his so-called alibi. Then boom! On September 23, 2025, the internet exploded again. Someone slid into the comments under a true crime post about Celeste's case and dropped grainy photos and a short clip supposedly from David's August 24th concert at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. The images showed a teenage girl in a tight black tube top, dark wash jeans, and layered jewelry, standing up on a VIP balcony like she owned the place. Right beside her, a lanky young dude fans swore was David's brother, Caleb Burke. Within hours, that post went absolutely viral. Everyone reposting, zooming in, arguing if it was Celeste or not.
The timing here is very important because the concert was about 12 days before David's abandoned Tesla was towed from the Hollywood Hills area near his house. Authorities have said that her body was very badly decomposed, which has led a lot of us to believe she would have had to be dead for at least some length of time before they found her. If that was her in the video, this raises the question of whether or not 12 days was enough time for her body to decompose to the state that it was in.
The internet lost its mind, and David's name was right back in the center of the storm. Man, this video blew up. Major pages were pulling millions of views overnight just by reposting it. The implications were crazy. People's minds were spinning out. If that really was Celeste spotted at David's concert on August 24th, 2025, that would mean she was alive and fine just 15 days before her body turned up. That twist alone had the whole internet losing it. Every platform went wild. TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, X. Everybody was playing detective. Folks were zooming in, frame by frame, breaking down her facial features like FBI analysts. They pointed out the girl's cleft chin, which Celeste was known for, and said David's sneaky glance toward the balcony proved they had some kind of secret connection. Fans were screaming, "He looked right at her," while others said the eye contact was way too familiar to be random. Reddit threads exploded with side-by-side comparisons, one showing Celeste's March 2024 liquor store footage where she had on those pink Hello Kitty sandals, next to this girl in dark jeans and the same straight black hair. Even the mainstream outlets jumped in on the madness. Fox 11 LA ran a piece on September 24th, interviewing a worried parent who said, "That's Celeste. No cap. David's interacting with her group and his brother Caleb's right there. That's chilling." By the next day, September 25th, the story went global. Even The Independent in the UK covered it, calling the clip both unsettling and mysterious. But what made this footage so hypnotic and disturbing at the same time was the timing. The way everything lined up felt too perfect or too planned. This right here became the question lighting up every comment section. Could a body really decompose that fast in just 12 days? People were going back and forth nonstop, arguing, posting theories, and calling out fake experts. But hold up, before jumping to conclusions, it's important to realize what was actually on the line here.
I'm no expert on this stuff, but I will say I was in LA during September during this time, and it was extremely, extremely hot. So the fact that she was in a trunk, closed up, wrapped in plastic in that heat could potentially speed up the decomposition process, in my mind, but also according to ChatGPT.
If that concert footage was real, and if that girl really was Celeste Rivas, the whole investigation would flip on its head. That would mean Celeste was still alive weeks after everyone thought she disappeared. It would also put her directly inside David Burke's circle, at his own show, possibly hanging out with his brother Caleb. That's not a small detail. That's game-changing evidence. It would tighten the timeline to a terrifyingly short window, just days between when she was allegedly seen alive and when her body turned up. That tiny gap opened up darker, more disturbing questions about what really went down in those final moments before she passed. Then things got messy. What started as people just trying to ID a girl in a viral clip turned into a full-on digital witch hunt. Commenters became self-appointed detectives, digging through old pics, tagging family members, even leaking names. The situation spiraled fast and had real-world consequences for everyone involved. The timestamp on the viral video showed August 24th, 2025, around 9:15 p.m. Eastern, right in the middle of David's set at the Fillmore Silver Spring, located at 8650 Colesville Road, Maryland. Every detail matched up perfectly, too perfectly. And that's what made the internet think they finally cracked the case. The Fillmore Silver Spring, a legendary 2,000 capacity venue, was packed to the brim that night.
Video. Now, while the girl's features do look a lot like Celeste from what we've seen in the photos, it's really hard to know for sure. A lot of people have said she looks a lot older in these videos, and also her height and weight that was previously described doesn't seem to fully correlate with these images.
David's show was totally sold out, with tickets around $45, and the crowd energy was wild. But what made the night unforgettable wasn't the performance. It was what got caught on camera. The clip starts with the camera panning to the balcony overlooking the stage. A young woman, maybe 16 to 20, leans against the railing, rocking a black tube top, high-waisted dark jeans, and layered necklaces. A look eerily similar to Celeste's old selfies from 2023. She's laughing, phone in hand, and the video clearly shows a cleft chin and straight dark hair parted in the middle. Next to her stands a lanky teen in a hoodie. Fans instantly ID'd him as Caleb Burke, David's 19-year-old brother, with two other girls in crop tops chilling beside them. Then things take a turn. David suddenly pauses mid-lyric while performing Feel It, points at the balcony, and smiles. Viewers swore they could lip-read him saying, "Y'all up there wildin'?" The girl waves back all excited, while David keeps grinning. Fans called it flirtatious eye contact, claiming it confirmed there was more between them than just a fan interaction. And just when things couldn't get messier, blurry backstage pics leaked on Discord, allegedly from Caleb's phone, showing the same girl hugged up on him after the show. And that's when the internet erupted. That leaked photo showed the girl hugged up on Caleb after the concert, time-stamped 11:47 p.m., August 24th. Another shot, supposedly from the venue's now-deleted Instagram story, showed the same balcony crew posing with glow sticks, all smiles like they were part of the entourage.
Now, TMZ, who posted and reported on these videos, has updated their article to say that the woman in the videos is not Celeste Rivas, according to a source that is connected to the case. So that could potentially be even a police officer that has already looked into this in their investigation. The fact that they very clearly made this update and blatantly said it is not her, according to their source connected to the case, makes it sound like they are absolutely sure.
It was eerie how everything seemed to line up perfectly, almost too perfectly, with the dark storyline fans were already building online. If this sighting was real, it matched up almost exactly with David's tour schedule, which placed him in the Northeast between August 20th and 28th. Meanwhile, his Tesla, the one found later with Celeste's remains, was sitting abandoned in LA, racking up parking tickets on August 28th and September 6th. The timeline had everyone scratching their heads, trying to make sense of how all these puzzle pieces fit together. But as usual, the facts started getting lost in the chaos. The medical examiner's report listed Celeste's height at around 5 feet 1 inch and her weight at just 71 pounds, which didn't quite match the girl seen in the footage. She looked older, taller, and healthier, but none of that mattered to the internet. People had already decided their version of the truth. In their minds, there was no debate. The girl in that video had to be Celeste, point blank. And once the internet locked in on that idea, nothing anyone said could change it. At first, the idea that it was all just a wild coincidence, some random girl who happened to look like Celeste, seemed unthinkable. The story was too juicy, the clues lined up too perfectly, and everyone online was convinced they'd crack the case. But then came the twist that flipped everything upside down and showed just how dangerous online speculation can get when the internet starts playing detective.
This even more eerie is that if it's not her, the fact that David was hanging out with a Celeste lookalike at a time that Celeste was probably already dead. This just makes my skin crawl.
On September 25th, News Nation's Banfield show dropped an exclusive bombshell that shut the whole frenzy down instantly. The girl in the viral balcony video wasn't Celeste at all. She was 18-year-old Mia Lopez, a die-hard David Burke superfan from Bethesda, Maryland. She'd attended the show with her friends, including Caleb Burke. The two had connected earlier through mutual TikTok follows, just typical fan stuff, when Mia saw her face plastered all over the internet, being accused of being a missing girl. She came forward immediately with undeniable proof. She showed her ticket stub marked Balcony Seat B12, selfies time-stamped August 24th, and even a venue wristband photo taken that same night. Everything matched perfectly, blowing the theories apart. And here's the kicker. The timeline didn't add up at all. Even a forensic pathologist, Dr. O, confirmed that the supposed timing of Celeste's pass made it impossible for her to have been at that concert. The internet had built a mystery out of nothing, and now the truth was staring everyone right in the face. Dr. Judy Melanin, the forensic pathologist interviewed by News Nation, estimated that Celeste's pass happened between late July and early August 2025, based on insect activity and tissue breakdown found in the Tesla's front trunk, a timeline placing it weeks before that concert. Even the LAPD addressed the viral clip indirectly during their September 27th press conference, shutting down the wild rumors once and for all. But despite the hard evidence, and Mia Lopez's identity being fully confirmed, some people in the comments just refused to move on. They couldn't let go of what they thought they saw, clinging to the idea that Celeste was alive at that concert. That reaction showed how powerful viral content can be, even when it's proven false. The emotional hit from that first video blurred facts and twisted perceptions, leaving folks stuck in a fantasy version of events. So, with the concert theory officially debunked, what's the truth about Celeste Rivas Hernandez? As of September 30th, 2025, the LAPD's Hollywood Division Homicide Unit is still digging into the case, officially calling it a tragedy investigation, not a confirmed homicide. But they made one thing clear: whoever hid that body broke the law, no matter how Celeste's life actually ended. So far, no arrests have been made, and no persons of interest have been named. Not even David, who stayed silent and canceled his entire U.S. tour while drowning in public scrutiny.
Details have come to light surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. 3 weeks after the body of the 15-year-old was discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to singer David, her death certificate has been released, stating that the teen was not pregnant, nor had she been pregnant in the last year, per the document obtained by TMZ. The report also said an autopsy was performed on Celeste's body prior to it being released to her family on September 23rd, and that the medical examiner is awaiting toxicology results.
On September 29th, the LA County Medical Examiner's Office released Celeste's pass certificate, confirming she wasn't pregnant and hadn't been within the past year, instantly shutting down another wild wave of internet rumors. Still, the cause and manner of tragic act remain pending, as toxicology results and lab tests are still being processed. The autopsy is complete, but officials are holding off on final answers until those results come in. That same day, LAPD Captain Scott M. Williams, the commanding officer of the Hollywood Division, gave a rare on-record update to People magazine. He dropped info that finally ended the concert speculation for good. Williams stated, "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez gone, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Burke's Tesla." He added that the Tesla had been sitting parked for weeks before it was towed, meaning Celeste had likely been gone for that same period before discovery. Williams finished by saying that without confirmed toxicology results, they still couldn't determine exactly how she passed, only that she'd been deliberately hidden. Captain Williams made it clear, "We don't yet know if anyone holds criminal responsibility for Celeste's past beyond hiding her body, but confirmed that detectives are still probing potential foul play. That timeline alone destroys the concert theory completely." The Tesla had already collected parking tickets on August 28th and September 3rd, before being impounded on September 6th. While the initial tow report didn't mention any odor, that foul stench on September 8th is what led officers to open the trunk and make the grim discovery. So what's the LAPD focusing on now? The Hollywood Division Homicide Unit has been working non-stop, piecing together every lead. On September 17th and 18th, detectives hit David's West Hollywood rental with a search warrant, seizing his laptop, multiple evidence bags, and likely phones or hard drives. No arrests were made, and David wasn't even home during the raid. They also searched the area where the Tesla had been parked before being towed and reportedly found items of interest. Investigators believe the car itself could be the key to everything, calling it the single most crucial piece of evidence in the entire case. And here's where things get wild. The tech angle of this case might be what finally cracks it open. The full forensic sweep of David's Tesla Model X has been next level. Investigators pulled DNA swabs from the front trunk, and leaks claim some of those evidence bags even turned up partial fingerprints. They also analyzed tire treads to trace travel routes and pulled detailed app data from the car's systems. But there's one huge catch. The Sentry Mode cameras were turned off, meaning there's no video footage from inside or outside the vehicle.
What I know, wasn't them Tesla vehicles gave the clearest 4K pictures ever of the shooters of Julio? If that's the case, this goddamn Tesla should be the key. If David did this, he's the dumbest thing on earth. Why the hell would you go in Elon's on-road spaceship that records everything and go do a crime and then leave the body in the trunk? They probably got you chopping her up and probably got all type of... This should be pretty easy for the cops to solve.
Still, The OBD2 port data revealed the last recorded drive happened on July 28th, leaving David's house. Subpoenaed Tesla logs confirmed the front trunk was opened that same day in LA, possibly marking when Celeste's body was placed inside the car. Detectives have also gone deep into digital evidence, subpoenaing Discord, X, and TikTok for Celeste's accounts. They uncovered emotional posts about toxic love and geotags near David's address. David's own phone records are under review, and leaked 2023 DMs have raised major red flags. A neighborhood witness sweep turned up over 20 statements, with multiple people claiming they saw a teen girl, possibly Celeste, at parties before David's tour kicked off. And to top it off, TMZ dropped new footage from August 2024, showing Celeste in a heated argument with an unknown man, a clip that completely changes how this whole disappearance is being viewed. The early April narrative that shaped the first wave of coverage is now being torn apart by new leads. Detectives uncovered that Celeste allegedly used fake IDs, pretending to be 19 to get into clubs, possibly how she crossed paths with David's crew. Her family even shared photos of bruises on her body, though the images are undated and still under review. But let's be real. The biggest issue here isn't just what happened before she vanished. It's the chaos caused by that viral concert footage. That clip did serious damage before anyone could even verify the truth. Even though the rumor got debunked within 48 hours, the fallout was already massive. It fueled existing suspicions about David, spreading like wildfire across social media. People jumped to conclusions, and fans even doxed Mia Lopez before her real identity came out, exposing an innocent girl to harassment for something she had nothing to do with. The viral hysteria didn't just hurt reputations, it derailed the investigation itself. It pulled attention away from real evidence, turning justice into a digital witch hunt instead of a fact-based case. This whole situation is a painful reminder of how online mob mentality twists tragedy into entertainment. Just like what happened with Gabby Petito or Maury Davis, the internet turned grief into gossip. Celeste's family is now pleading with the public to stop chasing rumors and instead send real tips to LAPD at 213-485-2500. Because at the end of the day, justice, not clicks, is what Celeste deserves. When a story fits too perfectly into what we already believe, that's when we need to slow down and think. Are we looking at real evidence or just seeing what we want to see because it matches the narrative in our heads? Right now, the case is still wide open, with DNA from the plastic bags and Tesla's digital data still under analysis. The next big updates are expected soon. Toxicology results dropping mid-October, followed by a full digital evidence dump. If the final results point to homicide, investigators will likely move forward with new warrants. Meanwhile, David remains silent, and Celeste's family is reportedly pushing for federal involvement if things stall. Here's what we do know. A 15-year-old girl is gone, and the way her body was found was deeply suspicious. Someone out there knows what happened. Someone chose to hide her in that Tesla. And real justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez won't come from viral clips or social media detectives. It'll come from hard evidence and real police work, no matter how long it takes. This whole concert footage saga should serve as a wake-up call. In the race to crack the case, the internet ended up hurting innocent people like Mia Lopez, who got dragged into chaos for nothing. And worse, it slowed down the actual investigation, forcing detectives to waste time debunking viral lies instead of chasing real leads. If the world really wants justice for Celeste, it starts with truth, patience, and respect for the process, not clickbait theories. Thanks for tuning in. This case was wild. What are your thoughts on Celeste Rivas Hernandez's story and the shocking twists that came out of it? Drop your opinions in the comments below, because this conversation is far from over. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable stories just like this one. And hey, if you're ready for another deep dive into the world of mystery and scandal, click one of the videos on your screen right now. See you in the next one.